They also say that more employers deem emotional intelligence as a bigger asset than IQ in the office space. So Cindy Glass, director and co-founder of Step Up Education Centres, once again joins us from our Durban studios this morning. You remember that Cindy was talking to us last week about that relationship between parents and teachers and how vital it is. So let's find out what she has to tell us this morning. Great to have you. Thanks so much again for being with us.
Good morning, Leanne. It's a great privilege to be with you again this morning.
All right, so talk to us about the difference between emotional intelligence and intelligence quotient. Is that, am I pronouncing it right? Or IQ, basically?
IQ, yes. There's a very, very big difference between emotional intelligence and IQ. IQ is based largely on academic performance and skills that you can learn in a textbook. So it would largely be based on maths and science skills and various other academic subjects. Whereas emotional intelligence is all about one's emotions, being able to recognize them, acknowledge them, see them for what they are, and be able to manage them effectively to create better and more positive relationships wherever you are.
Yeah. I mean, in your view, why do you think that emotional intelligence is equally, if not more important than IQ in the workplace?
Well, at the moment, you know, you were just chatting previously as well to your previous guest about why people are looking to people that like Donald Trump and Oprah Winfrey and so on to become leaders. And it's because we have a longing for human connection. So within the workplace as well, the same thing applies. People long for human connection. The opposite of misery and unhappiness is positive relationships and positive human connection. So emotional intelligence is what will drive businesses forward because people are attracted to those who make them feel good at the end of the day and the bottom line. So when someone has a high level of emotional intelligence, they are far better able to work effectively, be more creative, and attract the client base that is needed for the business, and they live happier, more fulfilled lives.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there is a trend one is seeing that employers are seeming to look more at emotional intelligence versus IQ. But how do you measure emotional intelligence?
It's really difficult to measure emotional intelligence since it's not like IQ where you can measure something tangibly with percentages and exams and tests. Emotional intelligence is something completely different because it involves human emotion. And of course, we know that that is very diverse. But the best way to do it is to put people into scenarios, or particularly if you're interviewing somebody and you want to employ them in your business, to ask questions which are opinion-based and not factually based. This will give you a very good idea as to someone's worldview and how they deal with particularly stressful situations and whether they have a fear-based mindset or not. So it is not something that you can tangibly measure, but it is definitely something that you can create within a workplace and develop amongst your staff in order to improve your business.
Yeah, I mean, emotional intelligence is something obviously that we learn from when we are young, and it's always encouraged amongst parents to instill that in your child. But just very quickly as we wrap the interview, just give us some tips on how a business or how we can boost emotional intelligence within ourselves.
Well, businesses who already have people employed with them and are finding that they're not as productive as they could be, could most certainly invest in emotional intelligence courses for their employees. It is a very good thing to encourage your employees to, and yourself as a leader actually, to take ownership of who you are, to feel better about yourself. Things like encouragement, motivation, inspiration, making people feel like they are worthwhile, building positive self-esteem and self-worth. All those aspects within a business will improve the emotional intelligence levels within the business, and most certainly equal greater input in business sales and a lot more people wanting to be in your company.
Cindy, we leave it there. Thanks again. Great advice on this Tuesday morning, and we look forward to chatting you again. Cindy Glass, Step Up Education Centres, talking to us about the difference between IQ and emotional intelligence and how important emotional intelligence is amongst us. Quick break, and then sharp, stay tuned.